Hello everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend. And last week we introduced only one lesson. I hope everyone has a pretty good understanding of that, which is cross section. As we mentioned in this whole unit, we focus on 3D objects. So today we are going to discover something we call net of 3D objects. The first question might be, what is a net in this context? So net of the 3D objects is more like, for example, I have a box, and we know the box can be categorized as a rectangular prism or even cube or whatever the way it look like. Is more like a rectangular prism. So the net is when I open this box and put on the surface, the 2D shape, all the sides, putting them together, that will be the net of the 3D object. So basically we figure out what are the shapes putting together to make the 3D objects. And that's actually very helpful when we look for the surface area of the 3D objects. Even though we are not going to address too much about surface area in this unit, however, I think it's a good idea to actually see the connection between the net and how do we use them to make a 3D objects. So so in this short lesson, we're going to see several 3D objects and to see the process when we open it, what kind of 2D shapes we are going to see. Okay, so let's get started. So the first we're going to look at is a cube. As we know, the cube is one, actually all the faces are squares. So what we are going to do is we are going to open this box, even all the sides are squares, and when I open it, what kind of squares we can put them together or this kind of thing. So let's see this. As you can see, we slowly open it, but when we see the net, we actually need to totally put them in the surface. So as you can see, you can even see this is a rectangle or square, it really doesn't matter. So all the size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it's gonna make this box. So we have actually 6 rectangle, I always say square to make this cube. But if we put this boxes in the different positions, we can still make it. It really depends on how we're gonna put these boxes. So for example, if I change the position and if I reopen it, as you can see, it really depends on how you open it and how you cut it to open it. It will have different thing, but when we put them together, it will give us the same thing. It will give us a cube. Okay, see, different kind of net, but it will give us the same 3D object is a cube. So next we are going to look at the cone. So for the cone, as you can see, a cone is this is how the cone look like. And let's see, and you can even imagine when I open it, what are the things you are going to see. Okay. So when we slowly open again, 3D 2D net of the 3D object is one we put on the surface. So in the process, when open it, you can see the bottom part is going to be a circle as we expected. But once we put them down, as you can see, is look like a part of the circle we call this sector. So part of the sector of the circle plus a circle in the base, we made a cone. As we close it, it will like that. And as that. If we have, for example, you go to buy a cone, buy ice cream, put in the cone, then they have no like a base of the circle. But if it's closed one, it's like you have a container or put something in back, you can close it. Then there's a circle here. Next, we are going to look at the cylinder. Okay, again, let's totally close it. So the cylinder is like we have a top circle, we have bottom circle. So let's see how it look like when we open it to see the net of the 3D object. One thing I still want to remind you is you can pause it to try to reimagine what it look like when we open it. So once we open it, again, net of the 3D object is actually 2D shape. It's like a composite shape together when we put on the surface. So let's open it. This is open, and when we totally put on surface, kind of surprising, right? So it's actually a rectangle, put a two circle together. Okay, so this is actually how do we get a cylinder? So let's go back again. We can open it to get this. Okay, this is how we see this. We're gonna see one more example, and you can even put all different kind of 3D object to see how does it look like. Okay, so this is a little bit different process. So let me go back. This is sorry. On the side you can see this is rectangle, sorry, is a square based pyramid. So the bottom is a square, and on this side you will see from the very top view. For example, you are standing, not really standing, you are looking at the object from the very top point. So imagine this is your eyes here, and you look from the top of the pyramid. So as we open it, as you on the side here, as we open it, you will see how the net look like. So once we totally open it, it's like put all the sides down. So the bottom is a square as we mentioned, and the other side is gonna be the square. Sorry, is a triangles. And how many triangles we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. And just because it's a regular pyramid, so that's why all the four triangles are, yes, you are right, are isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle meaning this is the two sides we call two legs are the same. Okay, so that's basically examples of that. You can definitely play with it later for this. So to figure out, and also you can see the website on the top. So you can play with it to see how it looks, and for a different object, you can also go back to check each things. How do we open it to get an idea? So this is basically this the net of this. Later on, you are going to see another short assignment to help you to refresh the memory and to reassess your understanding of that. So that's it. That's a part of the 3D net of the 3D object I want to share with you today. Also, I know several students, some students are still having AP exams this week to take. So good luck to all of you who are taking the exams. See you soon.